Hey guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today we're going to be continuing my series on video lenses, or lenses in general for a camera. Today we're going to go over the 50mm lens, also known as a prime lens, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the 50mm prime lens, or fixed lens some people might call it. And check out my channel if you like videography and video editing, and subscribe for more. So, jump straight into this. A 50mm lens, probably the first lens that you're going to get in your kit. The first standard lens that you're going to get in your kit is 18 to 55mm. Now that lens is a good starter lens, but it's really not the best for doing jobs or video or photography, no matter what it is. So depending on what you're doing, you're wanting to upgrade your lens. Now a nifty 50, this is what it's called, a nifty 50. There's a reason why it's called, because it's very versatile, this lens. Take the hood off. This is what it looks like in a prime lens. Very simple, very small. You can see it's only got one ring because it's a prime lens. If you want to learn about actual zoom lenses versus fixed lenses, check out that video up there. I go over all of the details, what the difference is, you know, what you should buy for videography, video editing, photography, and which lens suits which one. So, I'm going to go deeper into a 50mm. There's really not much to talk about 50mm. If you're going to be doing photography for a client or something, you want to be using a 50mm. You're going to have to get kind of far back, but it really depends on how much room you've got in your studio, or your setting, or your surroundings, or anything really. But a nifty 50 is a really good versatile piece of equipment to have in your arsenal, because it's not too zoomed in, but it's not also too zoomed out, if you know what I mean. So the 50 is a very good balance between zoomed in and zoomed out. It's right in the center. So if you're going to be doing photography, I would recommend a nifty 50 straight away, because it's really good for portraits. If you're going to do studio photography, wedding photography, anything like that, I would recommend a nifty 50, because it's just so versatile depending on what you want to do. But if you're going to be doing on videography, I would recommend this again. But if you check out my other videos, it's a little bit more difficult to film with nifty fixed lenses or prime lenses, because you can't actually zoom out. The saying that I had in my other video, zoom lenses sacrifice the quality for the flexibility, and prime lenses sacrifice the flexibility for quality. So with this lens, my lens goes down to a 1.8 aperture, and that is very, very crisp. So what you want to do, you just want to be very, very careful when you're doing shoots with prime lenses, especially a 50. And for getting shots with the 50mm, I would recommend using it on maybe a tripod or some sort of stabilizer, because this can get very, I'll put some footage on of me using my 50mm on a shoulder rig. It can get very, very wonky, like it's really distorted to the viewer. Maybe that's good for a chase scene or something, I'm not sure, depending on what kind of video you're shooting. Just use the nifty 50 very, very carefully when actually doing video with this lens. But otherwise, it's a really good lens. It's a really sharp depth of field. If your subject's not moving, if it's videography, your subject's not moving and you're kind of moving around them, or if it's just stationary, you can put this down to a 1.8 aperture and you get a really, really nice clean image from it. And like I said, it goes down to 1.8 aperture, and it's just a really versatile piece of gear, guys. This is probably my first ever prime. Yeah, this was my first ever prime/fixed lens that I got. It also comes with this hood. This hood just reduces sun glare, and it stops actual rays getting into it. So if you take this off and you're filming or doing photography, take the hood off, the rays can get into the light like that, get into the lens I mean, and it can sometimes really ruin your image. But if you have a hood on, it just reduces that significantly, so you can't it's bouncing off the actual hood itself. So nifty 50, a really versatile piece of gear. Photography, I would use this for portraits. You might get away, depending on how much room you get. The nifty 50 is quite sharp. It's really, really tight. You know, depending on how much room you've got, you're gonna have to get quite far away, depending on what kind of shot you want to get. If you want to get a close-up, maybe a medium close-up, nifty 50 is going to be your best friend. But if you're going to go for something that's a little bit further back, I'd recommend another type of lens, and that'll be the 35mm. I'm going to cover that in my next episode. But the nifty 50, really versatile piece of gear, but I'd use this more for photography than videography, just because it's very, very distorting. But if you're going to use it on a stabilizer, I would recommend using this lens, because it's it adds so much more depth to the image. But again, depending on what kind of video you're shooting, it really depends on what job you're doing. If it's videography or photography, no matter which one it is, depending on what kind of job you are doing, it's going to be either hit or miss with this lens. But nifty 50, very versatile piece of gear. First ever prime lens that I got, took my videography and photography to the next level. But it's a very, very versatile piece of gear, guys. Anyway, if you like this kind of video, subscribe to the channel. This kind of different kind of video today. I just wanted to get somewhere instead of doing cracking on with some tutorials on Adobe Premiere Pro. I know most of you guys like that, so I'll crack on with them. But I just wanted to provide you some more insight into the videography part of my channel. So I'm going to be cracking on and going over the 35mm next week, or maybe the week before, or maybe the week after, I'm not sure yet. Anyway guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Anyway guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe to the channel and check out, if you want to learn the basics, actually wait, no, if you want to learn the actual basics of the camera, check the video out there. But if you also want to learn like the actual, the difference between a zoom lens and a fixed lens, depending if you're a newbie, like I've only been in this industry for a couple of years now, and I know the difference between them. So if you want to learn from someone who's a little bit further ahead but not someone who's completely like on the top of a mountain, I'm still climbing that mountain, if you want to stay behind me, go check out that video. It's the differences between a zoom lens and a fixed lens. If you're in the market for your first ever lens, you want to get it with your standard kit lens, 18-55, really not the best piece of gear, but introduces you to videography and photography. So anyway guys, hope you like what you see here. Subscribe to the channel and click that video up there, see if you're interested in those videos. Anyway guys, I'll see you on the next video.